The beautiful people, the beautiful people. Hey, I was just singing about you guys. Hang on a second. Yes, you guys are beautiful. Thanks for joining me today. You know what? Before I go any further, there's a link down below to Amazon and to other things. When you click on those links, you support our channel, and for that, I'd be greatly appreciative. And it doesn't cost you a penny more. As a matter of fact, it might even save you some money. So don't forget, click below at some of the links when you need to buy something, all right? Also, another shout out to Cellmark, Sergio over there. He was very instrumental in getting us our review for today. 12 Survivors, Solar Flare 16. We're going to talk about it in just a little bit. Also, our Patreon patrons are also responsible for this too, because we went out and what we do is we incorporate the opinions and the ideas of our Patreon patrons of what we should be bringing to the review table. And this was one of the items that they selected. So if you want to also be a part of, selecting items that come on the TSG channel here, consider being a Patreon patron. There's a link to that below as well. All right, so the Solar Flare 16. Now, we've done solar panels here in the past, but what makes 12 Survivors version rather unique is that it's a 16 watt solar capacity. So it's very, very high wattage capacity for such a small package. And before we go any further though, we're going to put it on the table, we're going to go through the specs, and then we're going to put it out in the field and take a really good look at it in real life situations. So here we go. It's the Model TS28002. When it's all folded up, it's 10 1/8 inches. This way, it's 6 3/8 inch. This way, it's about a 1/2 inch thick, but with the power bump, it's 1 1/4 inches thick. And without the power bump, these little clips do take up a little bit of room. When it's all opened up, that's when it's exciting, because it's about 19 inches long. When fully opened, it's pretty skinny. It weighs in at 1 pound. It's made of monocrystalline cell material. Pretty durable, pretty efficient. It has dual 2.1 amp USB charging ports. It's got 4 very handy lanyard holes, so you can hang it from just about anywhere. It's also got 4 of these swivelly clips, so you marry it up with some paracord like this. Hangs up pretty good, pretty handy. In full sun, it'll deliver 15.9 watts of solar power. And before I go on, I'm supposed to do this. Can you see that? That's a bell. You're supposed to ring a bell. So, ring the bell. Okay, we're going to try some real practical stuff here. I've got the 12 Survivors solar panel. I've got an iPad mini. Let's say you've been out all day and you use your mini and you're pretty drained. And also, I've got a flashlight that I would use at night, but I need to get the thing charged up so that it's ready for tonight, okay? So I'm going to plug in all the parts that I need to get plugged in. I'll get this in there. Okay. Now I'm going to open this up. Oh, let's plug this in first. We'll plug in here, and obviously it's kind of hard seeing the daylight, but this should be lit up. As soon as I do this, it should light up. And if I keep myself out of the sun, I should be charging my flashlight. Now I'm going to try this. Let's see, I'm not sure exactly how to do this. Let's pick this up, plug this baby in. Okay. Now, without getting in the sun, can you guys see the iPad? There's the iPad, and you should hear the chime once it starts chiming. Starts charging. There you go. Did you hear that? There you go. It's at 33%. Oop. And charging. And then I'm going to assume the flashlight's also charging. but I can't see the charge light because of the daylight here. Alrighty, we have our non-scientific setup here. Basically just, we're going to take the solar panel, open it up. Got a voltmeter and a USB cable that I can get access to, plus and minus 5 volts, I believe, is what's going to be coming out of this thing. And let's just test it out when we have full sun. Here we go. Okay. Okay, keep an eye there. There you go, 5 1/4 volts. Okay, so we've done a test with 2 different kinds of devices, one an iPad mini and a flashlight. You saw that, and yes, the flashlight was charging up. Let's try it with 2 iPads, both requiring a lot of current because of the current needs to keep that thing charged up. So let's plug this in. Listen for the chime. There it goes. Try this one. Look at that. Let's get a close-up of that if we can. There you go. They're both indicate that they're charging. They got the little charge symbols next to them. It's doing its job. Even though full sunlight is recommended, some devices you can get away with partial sunlight or even shade. It just really depends on the unit. Expect to have it take longer to fully charge. Now, one of the nice things about it is it's got these hooks here, 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 and here, and they're swivelable, and you got holes where you could always use, you know, rope or paracord to tie it off. But these hooks are good because here's this cross piece. I can just give it a little squish there and squish there, and there you go. It's hanging, and if this were in the sun could beat directly on it, and you can take your connector and plug it in up here, and there you go. So very convenient way of being able to hang the thing up. Alrighty, so we've had a few days to actually put this through its paces, and personally, I like it. I like it a lot. There are, I would say there's one limitation to it, is that it has only 2 USB ports. Now, normally that wouldn't be a limitation, but I've used other solar panel devices that have other power outputs as well, instead of just exclusively USB, so you can charge batteries and all that. But in all fairness, if they were to try to put on any kind, the multitude of connectors that are possible on there, you'd never get exactly what you need anyway. So putting 2 USB ports covers most needs. If you need to plug in some sort of other adapter, make sure you use the specific USB cable for that unit, and you should be able to charge it up. So that would be about the only thing. Now, being able to hang it up, string it up with either these grommets or the little hooks that come with it, and you saw that in the video, I think that's pretty versatile. You could put that on your windshield when you're driving, you're charging things up, or let's say you're camping and you just want to hang it out in the sun, charge your batteries, just like we kind of did outside there. It works really, really good. I don't have any really complaints other than the limitation of the plug outputs, but the fact that it's 2.1 amps and you get 2 USB ports in it, and it can be with your connectors. It can be very, very universal as long as you use the connectors that you have for your devices. I don't think that's really that much of a limitation at all. It is it's the TS28002. They have 3 other versions of this thing, and I think the instructions are in here. Let me take a look real quick. I have the panel actually outside right now. That's why I don't have it handy. I'm going to put that over there. But they do have the TS2800, the 2801, and the 2802. single panel, double panel, and triple panel. Go for the triple panel for your most optimum, obviously. And I'm going to have cost and all that, and a link down below where you could pick yourself up any one of these three. Maybe you find that the TS2800. Now I wish I had the other two to actually spec out, but the specs are down here. I'm going to throw that down below as well, so you can read through all the specs and make a intelligent decision based upon that. And that's all we have for you. Gear hooks. Yeah, that's what they call them. Gear loops. Gear loops. Couldn't remember what that thing was called. Well, there you go. Thank you, guys. Do appreciate it a lot. If you're not a Patreon patron, consider doing that. I have actually a second one here, and because our Patreon patrons were so instrumental in making this happen, we're going to do a giveaway to our Patreon patrons of this one brand new in the box. So stay tuned for that, guys. And if you want to participate in those types of things that are Patreon exclusives, consider becoming a Patreon. Help us out. All right? That's all we got. All right. Thank you. God bless you. God bless America. May America bless God. Stay tuned next week. Got more stuff coming. See ya. Those birds drive me nuts, man.